Hi ladies and gents, and welcome back. Okay, now that we've annotated the exam paper, over here this is the exam paper, and here we have our database. We have our sales table, so this is the table or the data that we imported at the beginning of the exam. Here we have the week 37, which was the query and the report that we produced earlier in question 42, okay, which was this one. So I've obviously have the tutorial in the earlier video. If I scroll down now, I'm now ready to begin making the report for question 44. Okay, so here we annotated the exam paper, and now we're ready to begin. So we have the report for question 42. That was the week 37 sales. And here we have the week 37 query. So now we need to produce a new query, okay, because we're making a new search over here. Okay, so the way we begin, so we need to make a new query, so we need to go to create, then we go to query design, then we click OK. In here, ladies and gents, you need to make sure that we select the data from the sales table, from the J9 sales table. So this was the data that we initially imported. In the query, remember that we import all the fields. So we import all the fields. Okay, so when we come to producing the report, we then select the fields that we want to include in the report, which are just these ones over here. Okay, so then we go to next again and finish. Okay, so here, this is the query here, and here we have the data so far. So it shows us everything in the table because we haven't specified any searches yet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move across so we have a clearer view of the table. Now we then go up here and we right mouse click and we now go to design view, and we go back to the question. We read the question carefully, ladies and gents. Okay, so in the question paper it says shows only the records where the booking was for holidays in week 35. Okay, so we're going to do this one by one. So first of all, I click run to see the data. Can I see 35 anywhere? Yes, I can, and it's under week. Okay, so that looks okay. So week 35, I go back to the design view, I then find week, and under criteria in here, I type in 35. I then click run, so I make sure that this part of the query is working fast. Does it show me all the weeks in 35? Yes, it does. Okay, so I know that this part of the query actually works. So I click view. The reason why we do them one by one is to avoid making mistakes later. Because if, for example, I also included let's say where the tours is yes and all the dates, if there's a problem, I don't necessarily know where the problem is. So I do them one by one so that I can make sure that if there is an issue, then I can correct the issue as I go along. Okay, so let's look at the next one. So we said week 35, we know that that's working now. The booking date was between the 1st of the 1st, 2009 and the 31st of the 1st, 2009 inclusive, so including those dates. And the tour is yes. So let's do the tour is yes. Remember, ladies and gents, even if, let's say that these two weren't working, okay, carry on and produce the report. So you can still get 2 marks from the 3 for the query. So in here, I will go to tour first. So I click run. I look at the data. Does it show me week 35? Over here, we can see that the tour, so only wants the yeses where there's tour in this week. So I go back to design view. I then scroll across. I then under tour, in the criteria, I type yes in here. Okay, I then go to run, and I then double check the data once again. So I go back into here, and does it show me week 35? Yes. Yes. Does it show me tour? Yes. I scroll down. Yes, it does. Okay, so that's fine. That's working okay. Fantastic so far. Now I go back to the question, and I'm looking for the dates between the 1st of the 1st 2009 and the 31st of the 1st 2009. Now notice here, ladies and gents, that I'm using the American dates here. So mine might not work the same as yours because of my computer settings, but it still shouldn't be a problem because I'll show you what to do anyway. Okay, so we'll go to back into design view. I then go to the dates. Okay, dates, I'm pretty sure it goes in here, but just in case, I'm going to click run, and I'm going to check, is this the only date field? Yes, it is. Okay, so that should be fine. So go back into design view, and in here, ladies and gents, we can actually make the box a little bit bigger just by going in between or selecting on the line just above and moving across. And I can type in here, I want the dates to be greater than and equal to, so that means either more than the 1st of the 1st 2009, and we can type and in here because that's it's recognized in the database, and the 31st, so it must be, sorry, less than or equal to the 31st of the 1st 2009. So the reason we put the equals in, because we want to include any dates that are on the 1st and we also want to include any dates that are on the 31st. Okay, so we click run to check that it works. Does it show me those dates? So here we have the 2nd of the 1st. Yes, it does, and because mine is is on the American format, showing the month first, day second, and year last, it works fine. So now we're happy with the query. We can then save the query. So I'm going to close mine, save my queries. Do I have anything else or any other query parts? Nope, there's only one query on here, one query bullet point. So I then click yes. And I'm now going to go back to my query and I'm going to rename it. So mine was, this is my week 35. So right mouse click on here, then go to rename, and I'm going to call this query week 35, just to avoid any confusion with week 37.